Nice. Good. All right. So I think we did some good stuff this week. The goal from this time, we're actually working on some things that weren't put in this time. Was it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So the menu from last time, the main menus and other menus are getting worked on. We're also looking at add a death screen, so when the game ends, when you die, we'll actually have that put in. So we're trying to get ARP in. The actual main menu is being reworked. I had to do a different font on it. And also, what we want is each area, you're actually able to go to those. So that's what we're looking at doing right now. We actually got sound put in this time. So themes are put in for 3 levels. Sound effects are actually going in, and we should have some more of those for next week too. Walking sound effects and damage sound effects and all those. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and do this. And also, transitions are going to be reworked a bit, so they'll actually work when you go to level. You won't pop up just on one spot. You'll be able to pop up where you entered the level. So. Should load up.
Big old hammer.
Yeah. We're serious, man. We're breaking stuff. Okay. And also the cars, working on making some so they will stop and they won't go right through you. Right, that's good. Thank you. Dave. Yeah, we got it.
Keyword was working on.
Yeah, almost there. And there are like at least 4 or 5 more scenes that are being worked on right now. So we're trying to get those with the characters integrated. So I'll show you guys the actual scenes put in. So we're trying to get that worked on too. Also voice work, some more voice work got done, so I'm going to try to get those put in as well when the scenes get put in. So we have these, that sound, that theme, and also we do have the theme for the boss too. So yeah, right. Oh shit! Can't kill me. I suck. So this screen, we actually have a cracked, it's actually really nice done by Bryce from last semester. We're going to just get put in here too. I mean, it's really nice now, but it'll be even better. The blue screen of death. Quit. Quit. Yeah. And there will be a quit function. Thanks.
Go, Eric.
Hello. Hey guys. Hey everybody. So a lot of our Great War work for the last semester was a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Still doing a little bit of preparatory stuff, getting paper maps for levels done, and making sure that everything's fleshed out before we really get in-engine. Some people got started on their levels, some people haven't, but they're not really at a point where we can show. So there's not, a whole lot that's going to be different in this particular build. But I will show you what we have changed. We got rid of some coloration issues in the basic test level of level 1. Wait, who are these guys? Oh, hey! The French have joined our ranks! So we now have French soldiers in. They move like British soldiers. They're pretty much the same, except for some different textures. We're looking to get some other player soldiers in. We're going to have a lot more sort of loud. Yeah, it's much appreciated. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, mostly what we've gotten changed is that we've added the French soldiers in. We're working on adding in different factions. There's a lot of different armies that are going to be represented this semester, so we'll see which ones actually have assets by the end of the semester. Otherwise, we're going to have placeholders of either the British or the French. But yeah, the French soldiers got done really quickly, and we're really happy with it. So say hello to the French, and that's most of our. Yes, Nick?
One at the piece.
I can't hear you.
All the ceasefire.
German guys were on exchange students here, and they said they'd be willing to do voice acting.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
We're gonna have a
they might actually have some real German voice acting into this.
real German,
Yeah.
not really bad.
As opposed to like the really fat and hopefully we can maybe steal Joe to do some French voice acting. We've been threatening to do that for 2 semesters now. We now have a reason to do that, so we might have some really interesting French voice acting added in. But yeah, French guys. This guy really wants to get in on the action, so he can just pile of bodies. So anyway, there'll be there's a lot more coming, and I look forward to showing you the progress as we keep going. So.
Hey, I'm Don Shepis, and I'm the lead on balloons, and what you're about to see is going to look like a couple of steps back. So this week, instead of, our main focus was updating our code, because we've got code from a year ago that's not especially up to par, especially with how we want to make sure it's optimized for mobile. So our programmers this week went in and they redid the player controller. Now, it's kind of hard to see because, as programmers do, they've used the absolute worst background possible. Yeah, and you can barely see he's starting to move. So when you actually, it's a lot easier to see when it's on mobile. The swipe actually now works a lot better. Before, where it was you swipe and they go straight and the balloon goes flying, and then you have to really work at them to get them to stop. Now it's much more of this floaty, gentle, coasting back and forth. This is exactly what we want. So that's all we have on the build side that we can really show. We've got our artists working on more background assets, so that way we can actually start to build out the levels. And we've got our designers working on UI concepts and the actual, we need the paper maps for a lot of the backgrounds since those weren't quite completed. But so next week we should have a much prettier background to show. And the movement will be a lot more obvious. Right now, it's very, actually, I think it might actually be the computer just dying, because when I did it on the Commons computer, it was a lot faster. So I think it's just the frame rate dying on the build, which is surprising. But so that's all we really have. We're getting set up, so we're pretty much set up in Axosoft, so we'll be ready for when the online students come in. We can just throw them tickets. And we're at the point where we're now kind of beyond that initial getting everything together, and we're actually going to be able to start full on proper production. And so that's really it.
Crimson Knight.
All right, so this week we were working on the menu system. So we created a menu system that actually works with a controller. So what we're trying to do is get controller support. Jersey, do you know what resolution to keep it at? Max? Okay. So basically, this is what we've been making so far. We have like an animated title screen. This one, we're going to have it so that you can choose the different modes. This is just like a basic menu that we have right now. For now, it just takes you to this. Then we have a character selection screen where you can actually customize the character, and then you can choose different colors. So you can choose different bodies, and different heads. And then for now, all it does is it takes you into this, and then you can play as this character. So we have to just wait until we have the actual sprites. The other ones were just basic asset ones where they're like the old copies. So now we have newer ones that are in the making, and as soon as those are done, we can start implementing that sort of stuff. So that's what we have as of right now. Thank you.
Tyler, welcome.
Hi guys, I'm Tyler from Hohokam. We got a little bit of a build video done this week. So right now what we're really working on
program on the Hohokam Exploration Project, and today we're going to be looking at some current builds. So as the first build, I'm showing off here that you can pan around the map interface, which is one of the two crucial elements of the game, and features custom binding in the programming standpoint, and as well shows off that we have some transparency capability, and that if you zoom in enough to the map, you will be placed into a first-person perspective, where you will be able to explore the world and then quickly return back to the map view.
So moving forward, what we're really working on is trying to get our 2D map 3D and make that capable with our build that we currently have. And we really hope to have more for you guys next week. Thanks.
Oxygen.
Hello everyone, I'm Adam Moore, the assistant lead with Oxygen. Claire actually sent in a video this week, so we can hear from her.
I'm Claire Layton, Project Oxygen, and this is the build review for September 25th, 2015. We are currently looking into replacing all the stairs in the laboratory level with moving platforms to minimize nausea in the players. Research suggests that walking up and down stairs in VR sometimes causes gamers to feel ill, which is not something we're looking for. Here you can see all the staircase areas as well as a catwalk area we will be updating with a platform. You will then see these platforms in the future levels. It is our plan to use the elevator code as a starting point for these moving platforms. The programming department has been hard at work going over those tasks revived from the previous production cycle. These include the pause function. We have a mock-up of what the pause screen will look like in the game here. We also have the placeholder game over screen to be implemented in game. You can see an example of this here. The art team has been working on updating some of the assets to better fit the Circuit Deco feel. Here is an example of an updated plant pot. Test renders of the ceiling tile were completed. The look is to suggest the vacuum of space sucking on a prefab ceiling. There is also a test render of how the walkway grate will end up looking. We are continuing brainstorming the implementation of the hacking minigame, which will take effect after the core aspects of the game are functioning. Right now, we are expanding the corresponding minigame documents as well as the related instances the minigames will affect. Finally, we have transferred the fall tickets to Axosoft, and that is probably where I will be most of Friday, completing details, assigning tasks, and setting due dates. So I'm going to pass you over to Adam Moore, the on-campus assistant lead for Oxygen, for any additional details.
Yeah, Claire pretty much covered it all. So later this afternoon, we're going to be meeting as a team and just going over all the tasks from the last semester and figuring out what new things that we really want to get done this semester and just setting our priorities, estimating how long everything's going to take, and figure out exactly what we're going to have at the end of the semester. We also do have a build to show off. A lot of code and art assets did not get implemented this week. They are in the process of being tested. Yeah, so as you can see, it's mostly the same as it was at the end of last semester. We still have the ramps in over there. We have updated the code for the antagonist. She now shoots from her arm instead of from the middle of her body. We do still need to update our death code so that she does not reset right there. Because, like, at this point now, it's just impossible. Please don't kill me.
Quick college
Yeah, that's what we've got in the works right now.
Cool.
Hello everyone, my name is John Pratt. I'm the lead for Mortal Coil. A lot of what we did last week was actually just a lot of production stuff, so not a whole lot has changed, but we do have a few new things. So as soon as this gets up and running, or not. There we go. Alright. I hid the walls just so that there we go. It was lagging for a moment. I hid the walls just so that you can kind of, I'll show off one of the other things that we've kind of added into the build. All of the characters actually just have a base template that we can now use. Good luck telling them apart. But they all have their own stats, their own way to play. But we can move this guy up here. He'll attack. And his damage is noticeably less. I also added scale points to the walls around the area just so that the vampires can actually showcase their ability to get up and over things. Yeah, there's no animation for that just yet. But this is the kind of play style that we're looking for in the vampires. They're designed to get around and then ambush their foes. And other than that, you can run around, fight the enemy, you can come up and stand on them if you want. But that's pretty much what I've got for you this week. And yeah.
I saw him, yeah, just before they started, so. I don't see Harlan, so I'll come down and do this. So my first task for this week is going to be making sure Harlan comes to these from here on out. So we're kind of taking a very measure twice, cut once approach. So we're going in really good detail on our design documents and our art design document this week. So we don't have any build to show because everything's just kind of being thrown out on paper and getting set up. This week as we go through, though, what we're going to start pushing towards is taking that stuff from paper, from concepts, and putting them actually in the engine. So this week will be the first time we're actually jumping into the engine, so be excited for next week's build. It's going to be a chance to see what it looks like actually inside the technology rather than just as Harlan's artwork.
No, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. Anybody have any other comments? Questions? Cool. Then looking forward to the work today. Good luck. Yeah.